Hello, my lovely, lovely Leos. Welcome to your October general reading. My name is Natasha, also known as Nurse Natasha. If you're new here, welcome. If you're old here, welcome back. This is a reading for all of my Leos. Make sure you check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I'm actually a Leo Moon, and I can't believe that there she is. There's the card of Leo at the bottom of the deck. I've been choosing decks intuitively for each zodiac sign as I've been doing these readings, and clearly I chose right because there is the Strength card, the card of Leo. You can see the line there at the bottom of the deck. This is the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. Again, I've been choosing intuitively a deck for each sign for this month, and this is what I chose for Leo. So there we are. This is my first time ever doing readings for each individual sign. Jack is obviously very excited. Jack! He's an Aries. He's very fiery. It's okay. It's the fire sign energy. This is my first time doing readings for each individual sign, so if you like it, please let me know in the comments so I can continue to do it. Again, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest. This is for the Leo collective, so if you're here and you're a Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or Leo Stellium maybe, welcome. Yeah, I'm going to start shuffling, and we're just going to get started. So take a deep breath for me. I want you to set your intention for this reading. I want you to send your intention my way. Send that energy my way so I can channel for you here. This is for the month of October for our spooky season. We're going to do past, present, and future, then an oracle clarification, and everyone is getting a Halloween oracle pull as well. Because 'tis the season, my friends. 'Tis the spooky season. So my Leos, take a deep breath and let's see what's going on past, present, and future for Leo. Spirit, what's going on for my Leos? All right. King of Cups coming through. He just popped out. He wanted to make himself known. Lots of royalty for my Leos. I'm not surprised. All right. You know what? I'm about it. I love it. I mean, as a Leo moon, I'm here for it. I just think these cards honestly just exude Leo. I mean, look at the gold and the sparkly. Okay, so we have past, present, and future. In the past, we have the King of Cups with the Hierophant. In the present, we have the Empress with Justice. In the future, we have the Four of Pentacles and the Chariot. So a lot of major arcana, again, a lot of like kind of very like royal vibes, especially here in the past and the present. In the past, my lovely Leos, I can see that you've been really tapped into your emotion. This is the King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, King of Water. You know, it might not be an energy that you are familiar with, Leos, because obviously Leos are fire, but it is something that you've kind of mastered. I'm picking up emotional mastery, emotional intelligence. You've been very in tune with your emotions in the past. And with the Hierophant here, the Hierophant is the card of Taurus, so maybe you're dealing with a Taurus in your life, but it is the card of foundation. He's known as the Pope of the tarot deck. You can really tell here he kind of looks like the Pope, of structure, of tradition. But I think in this case, I see him more of like reevaluating your own traditions, reevaluating your own structure with some emotional intelligence. Maybe you've been changing a lot about the structure of your life, of your core values, your belief system, your traditions. And you've been doing that from a place of your emotions, of emotional intelligence. I feel like as a Leo moon, I know we kind of move from a place of like passion, a very like fiery, we make very quick decisions. We kind of go, you know, full force and without really kind of thinking about our emotions or the emotions of others. And now I feel like we're kind of moving from this place of like emotional intelligence, maybe a little bit calmer, a little bit less fiery, but it's coming from a good place. It's coming from an emotionally healthy place. And you've kind of been restructuring your life, your traditions, what you believe in around that emotional intelligence. You have grown a lot, Leo, and I see that for you, and I love that for you. Again, you could be dealing with a Taurus. in your life, perhaps, you know, for a certain set of you, definitely about, I see kind of like a male or masculine energy counterpart here that could be a Taurus or possibly a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But again, I don't really do like love readings. It's just, you know, kind of coming through for somebody here maybe, but this is you. This is the you energy of restructuring your life based in a place from emotional intelligence. You've done heavy emotional healing. You have your cup, it is full, and you want to keep it that way. You want to keep it that way. And moving into the present, it's the same energy, right? You've kind of restructured your life from this place of emotional intelligence, and now it's about balance. Not necessarily, I don't even want to say balance. It's kind of about balancing that emotionally healthy place with also doing what you want, luxury, creative, right? The Empress is the card of the divine feminine, of the creative, of creating something. But she's also very abundant, luxurious. She is kind of mother energy. And when I say divine feminine, masculine, I don't mean any type of gender. I just mean the energies. You know, she is kind of sitting in her throne. It's very comfy looking, right? Very divine feminine. We have the wheat here. It's very abundant. And same thing with justice here. The scales are balancing. Kind of balancing out all the work you've done in the past with the Hierophant and the King of Cups with some luxury, some self-care, some taking care of yourself. I think honestly this entire reading is like focusing on you instead of others, restructuring your life, focusing on your creativity, your balance, bringing balance back to your life. I don't know why opulence is coming through, living a very opulent life, very extravagant, kind of, you know, what us Leos, again, Leo moon speaking, I know I need everything to be be luxurious. And I feel like you've earned that. You've kind of earned that luxury feeling. You've kind of earned or gotten to the point where you can kind of take the time, whether it's time, energy, money, to create that for yourself. And again, creating balance, heavy on the balance. If you have maybe felt like you have been wronged, there's definitely some balance, some justice coming your way. The scales are balancing in your favor. Again, the Empress, you know, again, heavy on the self-care, heavy on the taking care of yourself. This season, Leo, is a time for you to focus on balance and self-care. Whereas I feel like in the past might have been a big upheaval of new everything, not physical, right? New core values, structure in your life, relationships, traditions. And what I mean by that is like the rules of what you live your life by, the you know, what makes you you. It's so much deeper than just like restructuring, you know, your job, maybe you got a new job, new house, whatever. No, it's like restructuring at a core level of your traditions, values, way of life, essentially, from a place of emotional intelligence. You did that. Give yourself a round of applause. Now it's time. That was a lot of work to come back into balance, to focus on that self-care, perhaps focusing on some creating something that you love, whether that is, again, in the physical, physically creating, like if you're an artist, or whether that's like creation of a new business, a new relationship, a new endeavor. Just heavy on the creation energy, bringing something new into your life, but just deeply coming from a place of self-care and balance. And then in the future, I can see a little bit of, I don't want to say hoarding energy or greedy energy, but you're keeping things close to the belt. I think that's a saying, is what I'm picking up. You're keeping those pentacles really in close to you. You've worked really hard for those gold coins, and you're not about to let them go. You're not about to give them to anybody else. Be careful of this self-care and of this restructuring. Again, opulent royal vibes here. Be careful of letting it get to be too much. Of letting, you know, your desire for those kind of opulent, luxurious things get to be too much. We want equal give and take. this is also the Four of Pentacles is very scarcity mindset. Like you're clutching onto it so tightly because you're afraid you're gonna lose it. You've worked very hard for all of this, and you're afraid of it being taken away from you. And it's not going to be taken away from you, I promise. Loosen your grip a little bit. You could also be, because you have really like restructured things here, you've really come into balance. Maybe you're being, and it's kind of the opposite. Maybe instead of being very luxurious and exuberant and treating yourself, which is kind of the vibe I feel here, you've been like, no, I'm too scared. I'm too scared. I'm afraid I'm going to lose it. This is me giving you permission to treat yourself a little bit. I think you need to. Either way, loosening your grip on whatever it is going to push you forward. This is the Chariot. This is the card of Cancer. If you can loosen up a little bit, you can move forward. And I feel like all of these cards here in the past and the present are very, I don't want to say tightly wound, but very, again, royal, structured, feeling like you have to act a certain way, be that very regal, kind of putting on this kind of, I don't know, like the crown. All of them are wearing kind of crowns in these cards. You feel like you can't loosen up. You feel like you can't, I don't know, you can't like relax. You always have to be the best dressed. You always have to be, the most presentable or the most, I don't know. It's just like you're holding yourself to an extremely high standard, and you're really pulling all of this in, and you're afraid to let it go. You're afraid to loosen up a little bit. As soon as you can do that, as soon as you can relax a little bit, again, you've worked very hard. As soon as you can relax just a little bit, you're going to move forward very rapidly. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups. And look who's behind that again. Our card of Leo, our strength card. Right behind the Nine of Cups. Leo, you have a wish come true, wish fulfillment. The Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment card. As soon as you can kind of loosen up a little bit, bring balance into your life, you're going to start moving forward, and it's going to be absolutely incredible. We love to see it. Behind that even is the card of victory, the Six of Wands. So, I mean, this reading is great for you, Leo. I think you've really done the work. You've really worked hard. The strength card is also, it is the card of Leo. It's a card to keep going. Mental, emotional strength over physical strength. Taming the beast inside. If there's anything that needs to go, it is that beast that's inside of you that needs to be calmed. And how can we do that? By kind of loosening up, by letting go, by not holding on so tightly, by not being so afraid to lose what we have that we're just like hoarding it. We're just like, nope, I can't, because maybe you have lost it before. Perhaps that's what triggered this entire restructure of your life. You've worked so hard for this that you're so afraid of losing it. That's kind of what's throwing you off. But if you can move on into the abundance mindset, into like just loosening up just a bit, letting those coins go just a bit, you're going to move forward into that wish come true very rapidly. So I love it. I'm here for it. Let's clarify with some oracle cards, my lovely Leos. It's definitely a very, and just looking at it, it just looks like a very Leo reading. Very golden and just gorgeous. Take a deep breath for me, my lovelies. All right. Well, the card that flew out is the best stories produce better stories day by day, with a tombstone. And I think, and this is over our past with our King of Cups and our Hierophant, you laid the past to rest, right? We kind of completely restructured everything about what makes us us, our traditions, our values, our lives. We laid it to rest, and we're going to continue to produce better stories. We have some good stories for sure from the person that we used to be, the life we used to live, but we have laid it to rest. It is in the past, and I think that's again why we're so scared of moving forward, because we know what it's like to lose things. We know what it's like to grieve, and it's scary, and we don't want to do it again, which is what triggered this complete like revamp of everything, this overhaul of everything. But the best stories produce better stories. Keep going. Memory Lane is over The Empress and Justice, and I think this is, you know, a reminder to kind of pull that self-care and how you're taking care of yourself and how you're finding that balance from your memories from your past. Very Six of Cups nostalgia. I saw this post that was like your 30s are basically going back to everything you were obsessed with as a teenager, except there's no one here to judge you and you can just like love it and go full force into it. That's the vibe. Go down memory lane and, you know, relive the things that make you you. Like allow that to be a part of your life again. Go full nerdy into whatever it is that you nerd out on, because there's no one here to judge you. There's no one here to tell you you're wrong. Like, you know, go back to what, like, I feel like as much as we restructured everything and we kind of did a full overhaul, we're going back to way back. So for me, how this is coming up is like when I was a teenager, I was obsessed with all these nerdy things, and I was super nerdy and just very competent into all the, you know, into witchcraft, into spooky stuff, into nerdy stuff. And I lost myself from like 18 to like 25. I completely lost myself. I became something that I wasn't. I lost a bunch of weight. I had blonde hair. I used to wear contacts that turned my eyes blue or green. I tried to dress a certain way, to be a certain way that like I thought I had to be. And obviously that didn't work out. I completely overhauled my life, changed everything about myself, and now I'm coming back to what I was originally. So it's like very full circle. And we're afraid of going back to that bad place, that place that we were where we weren't ourselves. And it's scary, and I get it. I never want to go back there either, but we have to cut out that fear. We have to cut that string that's like holding stuff in so close. I've seen this picture of where someone has like a rope wrapped around their hand and they're like holding onto something so tightly that the rope is starting to do damage. It's starting to dig into your hands and cause you to bleed. You have to loosen your grip and you have to let it go. We know we're not going back to whatever it was that we like restructured. We're not going back to what it was before. We can only move forward. We have the Chariot, rapid forward movement, Nine of Cups, wish come true. We can only go forward from here. And then this is like the most Leo card ever. Live a fantasy. Live it up. That's what I'm like. All these cards, that's literally what I've been picking up, is live a fantasy. Go out, have fun, do your thing, put on a wig, do something different. For me, I'm going to the Renaissance Fair and I'm like dressing up. I'm going to a festival too. I'm dressing up. Like, live your fantasy, live your dreams. That thing that like 15-year-olds you always wanted to do, go do it. Whatever that means to you, Leo, I hope that you just do it. Live a fantasy. Now's the time. Let's get one more oracle from this Halloween oracle deck for my Leos. Take a deep breath for me. Invisibility, authenticity. That is the name of the game, is being authentic to you. Going back to the true you. I am going to read from the guidebook for the oracle deck so we can get a clearer picture. You know that feeling you sometimes have that someone is watching you? You cannot see them, yet you have a distinct feeling that someone is there. All the hairs are up on the back of your neck. You think you see something in the corner of your eye, but when you turn, there is nothing to be seen but empty air. That is the power of invisibility, the indirect fear and the covert threat of having to fight something that we cannot see. Humans have a strong visual sense, so it's no wonder that we are uneasy about the things we cannot see. The ancients believed that all manner of creatures, mythical and physical, and of course deities, could make themselves invisible at will. When we consider that some animals are camouflaged so well by their coats or behavior that sometimes, even if we are looking straight at them, they are hard to see within their environment, that invisibility isn't such a far-fetched concept. In many cultures, the idea of beings who could watch undetected were and are still common. Jinns, angels, nature spirits, the fae, and even practitioners of magic such as witches are said to have the power to disappear and appear at will. In literature and then in movies, invisibility becomes a common power, and we now have fictional superheroes that are invisible and even cloaks of invisibility. The concept of invisibility is a double-edged sword. Whilst it is a powerful tool to be able to gain information or assist while no one sees, individuals using it are privy to information that may not be meant for them, or it may be taken out of context or unethically. It is a power of manipulation and easily abused. The idea of hiding away, not being seen, is also a big part of the dark side in this concept. We are all born to shine our light out into the world and to take our roles. Hiding our talents, not expressing our true selves, stealing others' ideas or work, or being someone else rather than your authentic self are all aspects to consider should this card appear in your reading. What was I just saying about trying to make myself someone else? That's what I did for a long time. It is time to come back to yourself, Leo, to be the real you, to live a fantasy, whatever that means to you, but to be authentic, to be authentically you. And that's pretty much it, Leo. I hope that this resonated with you. Please let me know in the comments if it did. I hope you have a wonderful October, a wonderful Halloween, and I will see you next time.